mother.
No, my mom.
No way.
Here you go. You're going to have to do this because I still have some stuff I got to do.
Is the one writing, but I love her to death anyway. I love her to death anyway.
It's about Mike.
I know. Okay, so I'm going to try and read and actually look like I know what I'm doing at the same time.
Before he gets going, he's an Auburn grad. Just understand, there's a certain intelligence that forces you to other places.
War Eagle, good man. All right, thanks for the preamble. I'm not going to say ain't. I don't know what you think is going to happen here. Anyway, all right.
There's going to be no we.
Exactly. A young woman once said on the occasion of her birthday, "I'm 30, flirty, and thriving."
Whoa.
And so, Mike, I'd like to know, do you say now that you're 50, shifty, and... I don't know. Don't let the yogis wear you out. I don't know if you know, Mike actually was the first person I've ever met who had a yoga accident this week. So much for life. All right, Rosemary Francis is here, the mother of the guest of honor. And most people think that Mike is a daddy's boy because he went to the ROTC and then he went into the Navy just like his dad. But actually, he's not. He gets all of his political feistiness and psychobabble from his mom. Word of advice, if you're going to get into a debate with my mom, don't involve anything with the National Institute of Health or anything like that. She's a regular on WebMD, so be very careful about that. I'm going to roast Tom Garvey, who's not here right now. Tom, one of my closest friends in the family. Tom is all the way from Wilton, Connecticut. And he sports the second lowest GPA in the room besides myself. I at least had the good sense to enter the world of entertainment. He, on the other hand, manages about $300 million of rich people's money. Which begs the question, what's the IQ of these rich people? And then I'd like to introduce John Garvey, who's sitting next to him, and maybe John can shed some light on that because John actually does have his money managed by Tom. So, I don't know how that's going for you.
Not a lot of it.
Oh!
All right.
His mother has an objection to that.
Right. John Garvey is an incredible, impressive figure. He runs a business unit for PricewaterhouseCoopers, spans 4 continents with almost 1,000 people who report to him. When he heard about this party, he put 14 of his finest minds on writing a toast for it. And I can assure you it still won't be funny. So, don't worry about that. Also hiding her face behind the iPad right now is Nancy Garvey, who is going to stand in for Rory Garvey, her husband, as well as her. They did everything they could not to be here, and sadly, Nancy got the short straw. Sorry about that. So she had to fly across the country. So Mike, in their mind, was an arrogant, show-off know-it-all when he was a kid.
What do you mean when he was a kid?
Right, exactly, when he was a kid. And Uncle Rory was guilted into giving Mike his very first job, which was at the cheese cellar as a cook.
Oh, God.
And Mike put these culinary skills to work in several occasions. First, as he cooked for a sorority house at Cal Berkeley, and then again on Boxing Day in the Navy on the submarine, an all-male submarine. And luckily, we can report that Mike came out of both situations without a date. That's very good.
It was Cal, that's all I can say.
They were perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. We should have split one raspberry.
All right, so one of my family's most infamous phrases was uttered by my mother, and she said, "No one I ever loved used such foul language." And I'd like to reintroduce.
I thought I heard that last night.
You did, actually. And I'd like to reintroduce Nancy Garvey, who taught him every bad word he ever heard, including 3 in Italian. So that's nice.
But not how to spell it.
That's right. Not how to spell it. Hey, wait, that's great. That's George Francis Jr. right here, ladies and gentlemen. and I'd like to personally thank George for teaching Mike the fine art of bullying. He used them to great effect on me, but thankfully, George, it made me tough. Not really. It made me the artist that I am today. Thank you for that. And when Mike was at his best bullying, he had this method where he would pin my shoulders down with his knees, and he would do this disgusting string spit thing. And I just want you all to know that after...
Does everyone have their food yet?
Yeah, thank you very much, Dave.
This technique was later employed by the CIA after waterboarding was...
Is that called spitboarding?
Spitboarding, yeah.
Unfortunately, it was so effective that the President Obama had to outlaw it because it was a human rights violation. So,
Yeah.
thanks for saving all those countless lives, Mike. Marianne, all the way in the back there.
Woo!
From Dallas,
Way to
Texas.
go,
Some of
Marianne.
you know her as Mimi.
Yep.
We're Ashley Banfield.
Exactly. My sister's only crime growing up was the audacity to be the best athlete in our family.
Yay.
In
Woo!
a family dominated by men. And Mimi's main job in high school was to bring her cute friends by so that Mike could hit on them. And thankfully, none of them ever remembered Mike's name. So I was fine where I was concerned of. And this brings me to Sarah.
Whoa.
A woman who actually Mike made a good impression on. That is until she invited him to the beach for the first time. Now, let me paint the picture for you.
Oh, I don't
Here's
think
a sweaty Mike struggling through the sand, a Steve Spurrier visor on, and a gray tank top with some shorts. Oh, yes, mustard color. All right, with a bathing suit straight out of the 1970s, and only topped by his nearly translucent white skin, which was reflecting so much light that one of her friends, shielding her eyes, said, "Is that the chosen one?" To which point, Sarah, ever the crisis manager, said, "It's all right, I can fix it. Where's the So Sarah, thank you very much for taking over Mike's wardrobe from that point on. You're a saint, so I appreciate that. And I'm sure not many of you know Mike's strange affiliation or lack of affiliation with the Sun. He's actually sporting a little color today because we were sitting outside. But a 16-year-old Mike Francis came up to me and said, "I can't go out in the sun anymore because in 2016 I need to have great skin to run for president."
It happened sooner than I thought.
And I was going to say, congratulations, handsome, you are president. And I can tell you, most assuredly, they don't care about your crow's feet. You have to be a vampire. You live in San Diego.
You're not even president of your own house.
And this brings me to my father.
Okay.
This brings me to my
Barack
father,
Obama,
George
by the
Francis
way.
Sr., the original Cold Warrior and 1950s man. His favorite pastime growing up was to use his children as slave labor. And who can forget Mike up on a ladder on a slanted patio roof, 3 stories up, painting window frames outside his house without a safety line. And down on the ground is my father yelling at some nosy neighbor. "What are we, safety? What are we, jumping out of airplanes? These kids are fine. Fine up there."
He survived it.
Exactly. All right, and this is sort of like Mike as a budding entrepreneur, figured out how to do it. So he started this asphalt company. And who worked for him free of charge?
Yeah.
Truly. I love the smell of asphalt in the morning, Mike. Thank you very much. It's disgusting. This business foreshadowed a series of doomed business ventures. A series of doomed business ventures. And as a rule of thumb, never go into business with a lawyer. That's the first thing to figure out. And a memory that my therapist recently uncovered was when Mike enrolled me in the process of recovering an entire fleet of vehicles from the Well Water Works. From the business guy who had taken them from him as Mike stood guard, and I'm trying to... Yeah, absolutely. It's a true story. Yeah, you would think that I was kidding about that, but I wasn't. I actually was stealing cars back. It was pretty funny. So thanks for my first felony, Mike. I appreciate that. Okay, and so at the end of this, I'll say this. So we all love Mike.
Yes, we do.
As the self-labeled black sheep of the family, he is, without question, none of that at all. He's one of the kindest, most enthusiastic, nicest people that I know. He continues to be an example of how I look to be a better man. He's one of the few people in the world that I look to do that for. He was instrumental and incredibly available to me during the most trying and difficult times of my life. And I would say about Mike, my favorite quality of his is his loyalty. But unlike a lot of other people who are loyal, he's loyal without judgment. And he's so rare in this life for that. So if you would all please raise your glasses to my brother Mike. I love you.
Woo! Woo! Well